here at I'm a partner at Buddle Findlay in the Christchurch office. We've got a team of 4 of us here today to talk to you. So with myself, I'm a partner here in Christchurch. We've got 3 of our team here joining me. I'll let them introduce themselves, but just as a bit of an overview. We've got 3 of our more junior team. Laura, who is in the 3rd year with us, Josh in the 2nd year, and Shasta, who's just finished up at university at the end of last year and is with us as a 1st year law clerk. I hope you'll be solicitor later this year. Just about myself, I've been at Buddle Findlay for a long time now, about 20 years. I started out as a summer clerk 20 odd years ago and followed the career path really from there, and I became a partner here about 4 years ago. I'm in the litigation team here at Buddle Findlay. Before we march along, I'll let the rest of the team introduce themselves. Laura, do you want to?
Hi everybody, I'm Laura. I'm a solicitor in the litigation team here in Christchurch. I started off as a summer clerk in the summer of 17-18, and I'm now my 3rd year here.
Hi everyone, I'm Josh. I'm a solicitor here in the commercial teams, business services. I started off with Buddle Findlay as a summer clerk in the 2019-2020 summer, and then started off as a law clerk at the end of 2020. I'm from Christchurch and I studied at the University of Canterbury. And yeah, been enjoying the time at Buddle Findlay and excited to talk to you about it.
And Shasta is joining us.
Yep. Hello, I'm Shasta and I started as a intern in the summer 2020 to 2021, and I studied at UC. Sorry about that. And I just started as a law clerk November last year.
It sounds like we're going to lose your voice before the session's out. So yeah, thanks again for attending. We're really keen to talk to you about our graduate recruitment program. You'll hear from all 3 of us throughout this presentation, and we'd love to answer any questions that you have. As the UC team said, feel free to put the questions in as you go along, but we'll probably answer them at the end. But we're keen for you to find out a little bit more about us and about our recruitment process, because as the slide up there says, I'm going to move along, this is all about finding the right fit. We're here to find the right fit for people to join us, and it's really important for you to find the right fit for your career as well. And just, yeah, starting really on that point, it's a really big decision that you have ahead of you as you're coming towards the end of your university study. It's time to start thinking about your career, where you want to go with it, what you want to do. And if you're anything like me, if you've got, you're in your last year or second to last year at university, you actually might feel like you don't know the answers to those questions just yet, and that's, that's okay. Most of us take some time to land on our feet and find out where we're going to go. It is an important decision, but it's not the be-all and end-all. People do change their mind. You've got to find what's right for you. I even say to my very young children who are 6 and 9, and they talk about what they want to be when they grow up, and I say to them, look, you've actually got to find something that you love, because you've got to turn up and go to your job every day for the rest of your life. And if you don't love what you're doing, because you're not going to enjoy your life. So ultimately, at the end of the day, you need to find something that works for you and that you're going to enjoy turning up to every day. Studying law, presumably you're all studying law. You don't have to go into a law firm, you don't have to go into a corporate law firm like Buddle Findlay. Of course, that's what we do, and we're going to talk to you a little bit about that, but that's not for everyone. There's a lot of other jobs and career paths you could choose with your law degree. I've had colleagues and friends who have done law degrees and ended up working in policy. Some of them have gone into doing different types of law, some have gone down the criminal track, some of them have gone to work in barristers' office as junior barristers right from the get-go. Some have gone into in-house counsel jobs, some have gone into other government type work. So that there's any number of career paths that are available to you with your law degree. And if, as I said, if you don't know what that is just yet, that's okay. You've still got plenty of time to find out. For me, when I was at university, I studied a broad range of subjects. I was at Canterbury University as well. I didn't really know which direction I wanted to get in. In fact, I was also doing an accounting degree, and I wasn't even sure if I was necessarily going to end up working in the law. But the summer clerk opportunity came along, and the law firms presented themselves just as we're doing now, really, although it was face-to-face back then. And I decided I'd give summer clerking a go, which I did. And for me, basically, I never looked back from there, even though I still, before then, thought I may have gone into the accountancy side of things. Once I'd summer clerked in the law firm, I decided that yes, that was the way I wanted to get. And certainly I've never looked back from there. But you know, even summer clerking, if you come to join us for a summer clerk, that doesn't necessarily mean you're committed to doing that for the rest of your career. We love it when our people come and summer clerk with us to stay on, but there's no obligation to do that. And you might find that it's not for you. Ultimately, it's about finding the right fit for you in your career. At this point in your studies, when you are looking at where your career might take you, it's really important that you do your research. And that, you know, that covers a lot of different things. So we think you should reflect on the subjects that interest you at university. Think about the subjects you've taken that really have actually struck a chord with you or you found a bit of a passion for. You will have done your basic subjects like land law, crimes, contract, those second-year papers, and perhaps some of those are a bit more interesting for you than others. If you're heading into a corporate law firm like ours, then subjects that you might have had an interest in your later years are things like company law, commercial law, insolvency law, banking law, property law, advanced property law. Those are the sorts of subjects that you might find lead you to a career in a corporate law firm. A really good thing to do is to talk to people who have done law degrees before you and talk about where their career has taken them. As I said before, a law degree can lead you to a lot of different career paths. So talk to people who have done some different things. Find out what they love and what they don't love about their jobs. Find out if they've had any other jobs and they've tried something different and what led them to where they are now. Talk to people who can share their journey with you, because that will help inform you as to where your journey might go. It can be really hard to differentiate. You'll be presented with lots of different opportunities in front of you. As I said before, law firms, maybe a barrister's office, maybe a government job, an in-house job, all sorts of things that can be available to you. But you need to start to understand what it is that they each do in their job, and the best way to achieve that is to talk to people. Find out what opportunities are available to you. There's heaps of information available on the internet these days. Look for places that have internships and summer clerkships available. That gives you a great taste of what a career in that sort of environment could be like. Try to find out what's different about the law firms or about the different opportunities that you're considering. What are the points of difference? What do they offer? Is there something that really attracts you to that particular firm or that particular type of work? Why would you be an asset to that place? Because ultimately it's a two-way relationship. What could you offer to that firm that you think would be beneficial to them, because that might spark a relationship that transpires to be really successful in the long term? And if you are thinking about a career in a corporate or commercial law firm like Buddle Findlay, you think about the sorts of subjects that you can do to enhance that, perhaps in your last year of university as well. So the things that I talked about before, like company law and commercial law, perhaps advanced property law, some of the banking law subjects. Those are the sorts of things that might lead you towards a career in commercial law. I really encourage you to stay open-minded as you work your way through your degree. We're here to talk about Buddle Findlay. We'd love you to apply for Buddle Findlay and come and work here, but you will have lots of opportunities. Keep an open mind. Don't necessarily think, yes, I'm sold, a career in a corporate law firm is to me, that's where I want to go, that's what I want to do, because you might actually find that there's something out there that's more passionate, that you're more passionate about.
So sort of similar to what Kelly has been saying, an important part of this process for you is actually getting to know the people that you could ultimately be working with, whether that be a Buddle Findlay or in a firm or a completely different impact in the law. And it's a big aspect of this. Ultimately, you know, it's not just the firm finding someone that's right for them, but you also need to find somewhere that you would be excited to come to work to every day. Not only the work that you're doing, but work with the people at that firm. And that's a big part of what we do here. We have a close team in the Christchurch office, and we emphasise a lot of collaboration, and that's something that really sets us apart from other firms. And you'll find different aspects of other firms that may work better for you or worse for you. And so part of this is actually when you attend recruitment events or ask things like we're doing today, asking questions beyond just things to do with the law, finding out about the people that work in the firm, what do they like to do, what do their weekends look like, you know, what sort of work-life balance do they have, and talking to people, that are partners, that are law clerks, who have recently been summer clerks, and everything in between, secretaries, everybody, because you will find variance of personalities and the people that you're working with by doing that.
So building on what Laura was just saying, obviously getting to know people within the firms you might want to apply to is really important. Obviously, it's a bit more difficult at the moment to get to know people as well, given COVID-19 restrictions. But the beauty, I guess, of modern technology is that there is still a lot of ways you can reach out and get to know places. So events like this are obviously great. We're able to still meet and talk with people despite not being there in person. We have a virtual office open day that's going on later in March, so another chance for you to sort of get to meet the people that you might end up working with if you do decide to apply and work for Buddle Findlay. But then even aside from that, with our website's got a lot of information on people that work here, and you can see we post some little updates and so on, which is another way you can see like the work we do and the different people that work here. And you can even reach out either to our people and culture team who are based up in Wellington, or just even feel free to reach out if you want to have a chat, ask some questions that you might have before applying, or about what it's like working in a corporate law firm.
Yeah, sort of closing out this topic of trying to find out where your career might lead to, a really important point that we would leave with you is this theme of staying true. Ultimately, this is you, this is your journey. There's no set path you need to take. No one's going to tell you what your journey should look like or how your journey should be. This is your journey, you need to find the way. And when you come, if you come and apply for Buddle Findlay, we want to hear about you. We want to hear what it is that excites you. Focus, as on the side there, focus your energy. What is it that you're passionate about? What inspires you and excites you? Well, that's what we want to hear about. You don't need to make yourself something that you're not. You don't need to make yourself sound more commercial or impressive, or you don't take guesses at what we're looking for. What we're actually looking for is you. We don't need you to adjust yourself or be something that you're not. We want you to be you, because that's how we find people that thrive in our environments. They get to be themselves, and we don't want everyone to be the same either. We'll touch on this in a wee bit, but we are really keen on diversity in our firm, and so we're looking for a diverse group of people. We don't want everyone who's the same. So come to us, be yourself, and believe in yourself. No one of us is perfect, and that's what makes us all special, and that's actually what makes us all come together at Buddle Findlay and be a wonderful culture here. Really think about the culture of places that you're applying to. You'll hear from Josh and Shasta in a short while about their experiences joining Buddle Findlay. We think our culture is something that really sets us apart. We think we're a great place to work. It's a bit of an extension of our family. We work very collaboratively, as Laura said. We work together on a lot of projects. We interact with our Auckland and Wellington offices quite a bit. We really like the way that we work here. We really value our work-life balance. We've all got families, hobbies, other interests outside work, so we don't want to be here all night. We want to get out and do other things, especially on these nice summer evenings. We've been a bit mixed lately. But the culture of our firm is something that we value, and I really encourage you, when you're looking at opportunities available to you, to figure out what the culture is of the place. And you think that's really a subtext. No one's going to tell you. I mean, I can tell you what it feels like to me, but you've got to feel that for yourself and assess that for yourself. So focus on the places and focus your energies on the opportunities that you think reflect you as you are, without you having to be someone else. And apply. If you find something that you think, yes, I think I would fit in well there, that sounds like me, that sounds like I can be myself, then apply, get your application in. Be yourself, be authentic, and let us know, or whoever you're applying to, let them know what makes you unique, because that is what we want to know. Just a few facts and figures. Going to talk specifically about Buddle Findlay. We've talked quite a bit about things more generally. We are a national law firm. We've got offices in Auckland, Wellington and Christchurch. And as I said earlier, we do work quite closely with our Auckland and Wellington colleagues on many things. We have about 350 staff altogether throughout the offices, staff and partners. We've got more females than males, about 220 females and 128 males. We've got an excess of 10 different nationalities and 10 different ethnicities. We have 47 partners, and 30% of those are women, so we haven't quite tipped the balance yet, but it's worth noting, we think it's relevant to note that of the promotions to partnership since 2016, 70% of those have been female, so it's something that we're really focusing on, and we think we're doing exceptionally well in that area over the past 6 years. There's some other little points up there about us. We believe we grow together and achieve exceptional outcomes with our clients when we work together. Collaboration is at the heart of everything we do, and we have a theme there which flows through our recruitment, and you'll see from time to time together we grow, partiku, party, tato. That's really what's driving us. We put that at the forefront of our recruitment process because we think it reflects who we are as a firm. This year, like other years, like recent years, and even not so recent years, we're looking to attract a diverse group of students for our summer clerk program for the summer of 2022 and beginning of 2023. We are looking to identify the best candidates. What the best means is subjective. We're looking, as I said before, for people who are their authentic selves and who we think will be great lawyers, but also will be great people to work with. And hopefully you'll see that our recruitment process uses technology and innovation to enhance our process and the experience for the students who are applying to us as well. We're really focusing on increasing our brand knowledge, our brand awareness in the market, and building in particular on our employer brand. We want people to know what a great place Buddle Findlay is to work. We believe that grades don't define you. We do ask you to submit your grades and force them to look at your grades, but it's not the be all and end all for us. We're looking at a wide range of considerations when we're reviewing applications. We use a values-based quiz, which is called Weirdly, which is an unusual name, but it's part of our first screening tool. So when you apply, you'll be asked to answer a number of questions about your values, and make an assessment of those and how you think we'll work together. The Weirdly questions help us understand how you think, how you feel, how you operate, and that's what helps us to determine whether we'll be a great match. I'll hand over first to Shasta on this point, who's going to tell you a little bit about her summer clerk experience, being the most recent out of the four of us.
Hello, and just to reiterate, before I lost my voice earlier, I apologise. I studied law and commerce at UC and did my internship 2 summers ago now. And I've just started as a law clerk this year, but started in November. But doing profs at the moment, and I'll be admitted to the bar in September, which is really exciting. But during my internship, I started in litigation, and then I rotated to business services after Christmas. So I'll just talk about a little bit about the sort of work that I did, because when you study, you don't really get to see what we actually do and what you get to do when you're an intern. So my favorite part of my internship was actually the variety of work that I got to do. So for example, in litigation, I helped draft and file court documents, and I actually worked alongside Laura in a trust dispute. So these experiences helped me understand sort of the court procedures and the practical application of evidence rules and how to communicate with clients, which is something that you just don't get to see when you're studying. So I really valued these opportunities to actually try new things, but to also get exposure to all the different areas of law that you might not get when you're studying. And then in business services, I helped draft trust deeds, but I also worked with records of title. So in land, you never get to see a record of title. But then suddenly when I was practicing, I was getting to see these documents for the first time, which was really great. And then I also carried out a variety of research tasks, and with consumer warranties, but also real estate agency rules. So areas which I haven't explored before, which is a great skill to sort of learn at the beginning of your legal career. And during my internship and now as a law clerk, I've been involved in the diversity and inclusion committees and environmental committees, which has been a really great experience. And I've really valued sort of being involved in the team, which is a great feature of a big law firm with a great culture. So I'll just let Josh talk about his experience now.
Yes, I'll just give a brief rundown of sort of my experience as a law clerk and then as a junior solicitor. I guess first of all, in terms of my beginning with Buddle Findlay, people often, they might ask what sort of stood out about Buddle Findlay when, I was choosing a firm and so on. And the reality is it's quite difficult as a student to think, remembering back, to really know what you're looking for when you're looking at these places. I mean, the first thing for me was I wanted a job more than anything. So I guess as maybe a little bit of advice for how you can kind of try and gauge law firms, there's probably only a few things you can really assess from a position you maybe don't have as much information. That's what kind of work you want to do. Kelly mentioned in her introduction, if you're interested in a particular type of law, you want to find a job that suits that. So if criminal law is your thing, don't think that a commercial law firm is going to be the place for you to do that, and vice versa. And the other thing is, that you can kind of try and use to gauge where you want to end up is, which we've harped on a bit, the people. You do work with the same people every day, and you spend quite a lot of time with them. And it does build up. So you really want to make sure you get along with the people that you work with. And I think that's probably the best way to gauge law firm, from the outside without being able to sort of see the day-to-day operations, is how the people that you do get to interact with, think about the place, how they talk about the place, and how you get along with them. When I started as a law clerk, I started in the business services team, which sort of straight across property and corporate advisory sort of work. I've stayed there. Buddle Findlay does have a cool rotations program if you choose to take it up, where you can you do your first 6 months in one team, and then if you decide, you can then go and try another team for 6 months and use that to make a decision about where you want to end up. And I think it's really great because it is difficult, again, being at uni, you get to see the theoretical side and the academic side of law, but the practical side can sometimes be quite different. And you don't always have the best idea of it until you really get into it. And so having that rotation gives you the opportunity to try things out, work out if it's for you, and work out what sort of areas you might enjoy more. I absolutely love the start to my career with Buddle Findlay. I think the people here are great, and they've given me a lot of support to sort of try a lot of things. As Shasta mentioned, the variety of work's been really awesome. We get to work with some really cool clients, and I think the beauty, especially about the Christchurch office, is that we're a slightly smaller office that's still part of a large national law firm. So you get the best of both worlds in that, you're friendly with everyone here and you kind of know everyone in the office, but you still get to work on some of those really, with some high profile clients and on some really cool cases and files. So yeah, if you've got any questions about clerking with law firms, definitely check in the chat. But that's been my experience, and I definitely advise you to apply and have a go and see what you think about it.
Cool, thanks, Josh. So yeah, as we say on this slide here, the next step for you is to get to know us and to get your application in. We're happy to answer questions at the end of this session, and as Josh said, we welcome contact from some people who want to have a chat outside this forum as well. We're always at the end of the phone or at the end of an email if you want to get in touch. Our website has a lot of information on it. We've got I think it's called Students and Graduates page on our website, which has got heaps of information about our recruitment process. So have a look at that and see what you can find on there. We're having an open day, the date's up there actually, 18th of March, which is going to be a virtual one this year, unfortunately. We had it in person last year. It was a really great experience. We could come in and have a look around our office and hear from a few different people, but this year we'll do it virtually, unfortunately. And we may have another one later in the year too. So have a look at our website for details of that and how to join. And there is also an Instagram page. I'm too much a dinosaur to be into Instagram, to be perfectly honest, but I hear it's quite good. So have a look and check that out. And I think if you'll find on the website, there's this an expression of interest quiz where you can answer a few questions and you get some feedback on whether, tips for you as to whether Buddle Findlay might be a great place for you to work. Shasta, do you want to have a quick chat about the application process? Again, since you're the most recent one to have gone through it.
Yeah, sure. I also just want to add on Josh's point about the Christchurch office. Both Josh and I did part-time work through the year after our internship, and we sort of did administrative work, which is quite unique to the Christchurch office. And I really valued that time because you get to come back into the office and engage with the people that you've been working with which is great. But I'll just talk about the application process, because the values-based quiz, it's the Weirdly quiz, and this was actually introduced the year after, oh no, it was introduced on my year. So I was the first year to do it. And it's a values-based quiz which provides scenarios in which you get to agree or disagree with on a sliding scale. And it's intended to help Buddle Findlay get to know you better and work out what motivates you. So there is no right answer, and you shouldn't change your own beliefs thinking that is what they want to hear. They want to see the real you, and a part of that is getting a diverse range of answers from all applicants. And with regards to the cover letter and CV, we recommend attending any workshops that you can, and asking a friend to do a final proofread of your documents to make sure that there are no typos. Yeah.
In terms of the interview process, if you make it through our screening and we invite you to an interview, then fabulous, we can't wait to meet you. Our interview style is quite relaxed. We're not going to interrogate you, we're not going to put you on the spot or ask you difficult questions. We just actually want to have a chat to get to know you a bit better. We like to hear about life examples, so we might ask you to tell us some examples of times that you've done something interesting, or you've had a challenge in your life, or you've worked well in a team, those sorts of things. We want to hear what makes you tick, and we're really, once again, at that point in time, we're really wanting to know about you as a person, because ultimately from that point forward, we know you've got a great CV, we know from your Weirdly quiz that you've got the same kind of values that we place really good weight on. So we just want to know if we're a good fit for you, and for you to know if you're, we want to know if you're a good fit for us, and it's also a chance for you to know if Buddle Findlay is a good fit for you as well. Just a little bit about our summer clerk program. We're going to time to that. So if you are successful in having a summer clerk position with us, you'll join us in November and stay with us through to about mid-February before you go back to university. We usually take students who are about to go into their last year of university, but occasionally we do take students who have got 2 years ahead of them. You will work in 2 different teams with us. If you come to Christchurch, we're basically divided into 2 teams. We have a litigation team and a business services team, and you'll spend half of your time with one team and then rotate into the other team. If you choose to go to one of our Auckland or Wellington offices, which is absolutely an option as well, you may be in a more specific team. The teams are a little more diverse up there. We have a specialised employment team, a resource management team, a banking team, a tax team, technology team. So you probably find if you go to Auckland or Wellington, you'll be in a more specific team, whereas in Christchurch we do probably a broader range of work within our teams. We'll make sure you get some interesting and challenging projects. We don't want you to be stuck at photocopier. We'll take you along to client meetings. Hopefully we'll take you along to court if we've got some court hearings over that time. We certainly did some of the Steiner, some of clerks that come along to court a couple of times. We encourage the same things for our summer clerks as we do for our entire workforce. So things like flexible working, we're very comfortable if you need to work from home. We've got people working from home today, and we just adapt to suit. We don't have any issues with that. We encourage you to join our collaborative practice. We'll involve you in working together on projects with a number of people. We're Rainbow Tick certified. Some of the others, some of our other features, Rainbow Tick certified. We have paid parental leave, probably not summer clerks, but you know what I mean. And we have a D&I subcommittee, which I think Jessica talked about, that she's joined. When you come on as a summer clerk, you probably, if COVID permitting, you'll probably go up to Wellington for an induction for your first week. So you spend time learning about our systems and how everything operates. We run through our library service and our document management service, and you hear about our diversity inclusion committees and our other committees and things that you can join up to. So that's usually how you spend your first week or most of the first week of your summer with us. And you have other professional development opportunities throughout your summer as well. We run regular training seminars for our summer class. It's not avoid the fact that it is the end of the year and it's quite a good time socially. So we will, we'll join in everything that we have to offer in that regard. So we have a Christmas function, usually have a team lunch as well. And you may have the opportunity to come along to a client function around that time of the year as well. There's certainly plenty going on. And the last point to note is that we have what's called a summer clerk training academy, which we've just implemented in the last summer just passed. And as I mentioned just a short time ago, we have regular training seminars for our summer clerks, which are part of that. So one that I was involved with in the summer just gone is giving an update to our summer clerks about the High Court rules, so they can learn about the High Court rules, which is really integral to what we do in litigation. And some of the other summer clerk academy things that you do is you have an opportunity, well, we make sure you sort of tick a few boxes. We make sure as part of the academy that you do get to go to a client meeting, you do get to go to a court hearing, we make sure that you actually get all these opportunities. And we also ask our summer clerks to sometimes do a piece of work for someone in another office as part of our summer clerk academy, so that you get exposed to a range of different supervisors and different working styles. So that next slide's got some key dates on it. Don't stress if you can't write them all down, because all of this information is on our website. As I said before, there's a tab for students and graduates. But key dates to note are that applications open on the 8th of March, and you'll find everything you need on the website to make your application. You can download application forms and things there. As I mentioned before, we're going to have an open day on the 18th of March, which will be virtual, and again, you'll find information about that on our website. The 29th of March is when applications close, and then we've spent some time reviewing applications in conjunction with our people and culture team. And in April, those students who we're inviting to interview, we'll hear about that. We'll hold the interviews in our Buddle Findlay offices in May, early May. If you're interviewing for the Christchurch office, then obviously you'll come into our office and we'll interview you in here. If you're interviewing for the Auckland or Wellington offices, then you may do that virtually, or you may be able to hitch up there to do that. I'm not sure what restrictions we'll be working under at that time. 10th of May is the date that offers go out. So that's the day you wait by the telephone, or back in my day, you waited for a courier to arrive at the door. It's very exciting. And then you get a good break. We'll stay in touch with you over the course of the year, but if you are going to join us, we'll stay in touch with you, and you'll come along as a summer clerk late November, mid to late November, and you join us for the period until the middle of February, as I said before. Well, let's put a rundown of the timeline. And the last slide says any questions. Now the setup we've got here, a computer is actually not right in front of us, but maybe Shasta, can you see if there's any questions written in the...
I can see them. We've got no questions that have came through yet. So if anybody wants to...
If you don't have questions, feel free to actually, you don't have to write them down, so you can speak up and ask them if you want to, or pop them in the box and Shasta can read them out to us, if there are any.
Could you go through what type of litigation work you mainly do, please?
Yeah, certainly. So being a corporate firm, we tend to do commercially corporate focused litigation. So we act for a lot of the likes of some of the bigger banks, local authorities, Christchurch City Council and some of the other local councils. We act for Southern Response, who's used to be known as AMI Insurance. So those sorts of clients, we're tending to do some fairly large-scale litigation. Southern Response, we were involved in quite a big class action that they defended. We're doing a lot of individual insurance disputes for them. We've got a couple in our team, our litigation team, who tend to specialise more in company shareholder disputes, family trust disputes, that sort of thing. Our local government work tends to be quite heavily advising on statutory interpretation, that sort of thing. So not all litigation is always going to court, so a lot of it is advisory work, research work, and giving advice. What else does? Josh, you might say no so much that goes on litigation.
Kelly and I have recently done some more bespoke applications, quite a bit of building demolish, varying charitable trusts. So you get a whole range of things. And I think one thing I would note is when you hear the big clients, I tend to assume that the big clients will do the higher ups, and then the juniors will do the lower down work. But you really do get a wide range of work. Like I said, I'm in my third year and I've been helping on the class action stuff. So you get a full range of everything. Basically, if you want to do it, then the opportunity is there for you to give it a go.
It's probably easier for me to say what we don't do in litigation. Here, actually, we don't do criminal. We don't do any criminal work. And we don't really do family law work. We do the odd thing, but we certainly don't specialise in family law, and we wouldn't hold ourselves out as family law specialists. There's certainly plenty of people around town who specialise in family law, and you know, a great job. Whereas we, you know, it's not our bread and butter. So that's probably easy to say what we don't do. That aside, we do all range of commercial litigation, really.
Thank you.
We have a question here which says, what is the work-life balance like at Buddle Findlay?
Well, that's a great question. We really, as I think I said before, we really value our work-life balance. We don't work all night. We tend to, we try and stick to sort of an 8:30 or 5:30 kind of hours. And, you know, there's times when we might need to work outside that. If you've got a big case on, then yep, you're going to need to put in some extra hours, you know, some longer hours, maybe some, you know, weekend or something like that. But outside that, which might be a period of a couple of weeks, once a year or something like that, we really value our work-life balance. We don't like our people to be missing out on their personal life or their personal opportunities. A lot of us have young families, so I'm usually able to go by 5:30 every day, so I can get home and spend some time with my kids. And other people have got probably with touch teams, still got the touch team running.
Yeah. Well, just finish up.
Yeah. So yeah, we've all got things going on outside work that we want to get home to. So we do really value our work-life balance. That's not to say we don't work hard, because we do, and some periods it is, you know, we might have an extended period of working really hard, but that's absolutely not the norm.
It's definitely not expected of you.
Yeah.
And as a junior or any other level, it's not expected. People aren't watching the clock to see what time you go home and holding it against you. No one. The most you'll get is someone saying it's 5:30. You should be going home now. So it's really not the kind of environment where you know you hit all, you know, every hour, every night, every weekend. That's definitely not what we do. Yeah, thankfully.
And we've got another question. What are all our favourite aspects of working at Buddle Findlay? And also great presentation. So thank you.
Oh, that's nice. Do you want to answer that question first, Shasta?
Mine would actually be the work-life balance. Just to add to your point, I think it's great that, you know, people work really hard on what they do, but they also know, you know, they've got family commitments and they've got other commitments, and it's great to see everybody sort of turning around when it gets to their time, when they know they need to leave because they're going to something else which they've got a commitment for. And I love seeing that, and I think it's a great aspect of working here.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, my favourite part about it is probably interactions with the clients and things like that. So it's quite nice when you get to you know, on one side, get together with a client and plan their approach for what they want to do, what they want to achieve. You get to kind of jump on board with their dreams and for their company or for their life or whatever, and get involved. And then on the other side, when everything goes through and you've done a good job, you get to go to them and say, hey, it's all happened and congratulations, which, you know, it's really cool. And all of our clients are great to talk to, you know, very friendly and that. So it's certainly you know, probably my favourite part of the job.
I would say the people, which sounds a bit cheesy, but I think more than that, I love the people that I work with. A lot of the people I work with here, I would and do catch up with outside of work, but also you're working with people that have years and years of experience in the field and are willing to impart that wisdom on you, which is really valuable as a junior. You feel like people really want you to learn and are there to help you. If you have a question, there's never a bad time to ask that question, and they'll put the time in to help you. And I think that's really valuable.
Yeah, and for me, much the same really. The people that I work with are a really big part of why I'm here. With a lot of people at Buddle Findlay who have been here for a very long time. I'm not the only person that summer clerked 20 years ago and still here. We've got people who summer clerked more than that, longer than that ago, and some who are not much less than that as well. We've got a lot of people who have stayed here for a very long time. We think, you know, there's some reason for that. I love coming to work. I love the people that I work with, and I love the challenges that my work gives me every day. I never feel like I know what's going to come ahead or what the answer's going to be. Every day, even as a partner, if we're doing this for 20 years, every day I'm still researching things and finding out the answers to things I don't know. I absolutely don't know at all. Every day brings me a new challenge, and I actually really love it about my job. And just another point about enjoying the people we work with. You know, in all these COVID times, it's been interesting. We're doing lots of different things and reacting to the government responses. You know, we started this working from home thing where half the office was at home and half of us was here. But once the government relaxed their restrictions about this week, we said, okay, if you want to come back into the office, that's fine, you can. And pretty much everyone has come back in. We actually always like working together.
Quite sad coming to work at half empty
I know, it was like
office.
Liverpool, wasn't it? We just enjoy it. Any more questions here, Shasta, or are we done?
No others came through yet.
Kia ora, I have a question. You mentioned that diversity is an important value to the firm. What programs are in place to nurture this at Buddle Findlay?
What programs are in place, did you say, sorry?
Yeah, how do you nurture the value of diversity at the
Yes,
firm?
good
Yeah.
question. Well, as Shasta said, we've got a D&I committee, we have a local committee and also a national committee, and they look at lots of different initiatives. Things like pursuing the Rainbow Tip certification was one that we've worked on. We've done training on things like unconscious bias. We had someone come and talk to us last year from the Rainbow Tip organisation. We've introduced pronouns in our email sign-offs. We've done a study called the motherhood penalty, which where we interviewed all our staff about their perceptions of motherhood penalty and how it affects them, or whether they are a mother or someone, or not a mother or a parent, and we've reported back to our staff on that. So it's something that we really do focus on, especially because we have a committee who are actually committed to it, and we have, we focus on when it's things come around about that to encourage our staff to think about it. We have Maori into our lessons, which we bring, which we have every year available to staff. So I'm trying to think of some examples, but those are.
It's a general open dialogue as well. Like I said, we've got local committees in each office that meet once a month. We engage with staff each month to understand what else we could do to be better in that sphere, and then that will all get followed up to the board as well. And like Kelly said, there's been a lot that we've done that is actively engaged with by the board and picked up and has been put into place the past couple of years particularly. So yeah.
Kia ora, thank you.
Brilliant. Well, we might be done.
Any other questions from our students online? Okay, cool. If not, thank you very much to the team for presenting. Great presentation. It will be available online on our YouTube channel, as I said. And as the team said, please do get in touch with them if you'd like to follow up and apply. Kia ora, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Bye.